Hi, how you going? Welcome to another newsletter with me, Steve Barker from I'm Enough Coaching. Going to talk to you today about limiting beliefs, which is part of the values and beliefs series that I'm running at the moment. Limiting beliefs, what are they and how do they develop? Where do we get them from? And what's it actually costing us? So what is a limiting belief? Well, let's get that clear straight away. So limiting means that it's holding us back, it's stopping us from achieving what we want to be doing, it's actually costing us in some sort of way, whether that be personally, financially, within resources, within relationships. So to give you an example of a limiting belief, I'm going to share one of my personal examples with you so that you can understand what it was, where it came from, how it cost me, and how I actually moved away from it and went on to find new beliefs and values that I could use to my own advantage. So the limiting belief that I want to share with you was around money. Now, a lot of people have this limiting belief. They believe that money is, limited. They believe that money is unobtainable. They believe that money must be something to be held on to be secured, to be saved for a rainy day. And, I had this limiting belief. And when I had this limiting belief, it actually almost cost me my business, almost stopped me from being able to have the business that I wanted to have. And it was really weird. And it kind of popped up when I was getting coached by a business coach. And the business coach wanted me to invest $5,000 into his coaching program where I was going to learn about marketing and selling my business, how to close deals and stuff like that. Now, at the time, I only had $1,000 left in my bank account. I didn't have $5,000. I had $1,000, and that $1,000 was paying bills, paying for the car, paying for food, those sort of things along the way. So, I'd been brought up with a scarcity belief around money. We were always told as kids, save some money for a rainy day. You must have some savings. Don't spend all your money at once. Don't buy all the lollies that I used to get 10 pence a day, and don't go and spend 10 pence a day all on your lollies. Put some in your savings account, or put some in your piggy bank. Now, the piggy bank was a China piggy bank, and we weren't allowed to break things in our family. So when the money was in there, it was gone. Never really quite got my head around it. When as a 10-year-old am I going to have a rainy day? But that's what I was brought up with, and that was the belief that I had. Now, we create a lot of our beliefs between the ages of 7 and 14. This is where we are susceptible to beliefs and how the world operates and stuff like that. We listen to the big people, the big magic people in our lives. Those are our parents, those are our guardians, those are our carers, those are our grandparents, those are our teachers, those are people in authority. These are the big people that we look up to and aspire to be like. So when they tell us something, generally, we roll with it. We go, yeah, okay, that's cool, yeah, right. Oh. So, this is where we start to grow our limiting beliefs. And the reason why they're limiting is because it's not that these big people were doing anything wrong. They were just going with the best ideas that they had at the time. But at 10 years old, that belief was instilled inside of me. And then I carried that all the way through till I was like kind of 45 years old when I was having this conversation with the business coach. And because of that belief around scarcity, I had to hold on to my $1,000. I needed to have that safety blanket around that $1,000. And, my business coach said to me, I've got flies all over my face. I don't know what's going on today. My business coach said to me, he said, have you ever been without money? Because your limiting belief around money is actually going to cost you your business if you don't sort this out. And it was quite confronting. I said to him, really? And he said, look, I want to work through this with you. I also want you to work with me. Clearly he did, because he wanted me to spend some money with him. And, I was like, I kind of guess I do have a limiting belief. My belief around money was that we never have enough. It was scarce. I used to keep a list of all the transactions that would go out of my account every day. I'd write down every time I have a coffee or spend some money, and there'll be like a running order. In my 2 marriages, I would insist that the money was allocated and that it was logged so that we knew exactly what we had. It was so important to know that there was enough money. And when there wasn't, it used to cause a lot of arguments. And I know money causes heaps of arguments and stress in lots of people's lives, whether they're in a relationship or not. So, this limiting belief, I would say, was a contributor towards the two marriages that I was involved in. There was lots of other mitigating circumstances, and I'm not going to go into those right now. But, it was certainly a contributing factor. So this limiting belief was costing me relationships, it was costing me peace of mind, it was costing me the ability to be able to function properly and all of this sort of stuff. And it was just holding me back. So when this business coach said to me, you got a limiting belief, I was like, yeah, you might be onto something there. Can we explore this? And he was like, yeah, sure, we can explore this, no worries. So he said to me, when have you ever been without money? He said, have you ever not had the ability to be able to earn money? And the only time was the first 6 months or so when I arrived in Australia, when my visa wouldn't let me. But do you know what? As soon as I got the ability to be able to work, I was at it. My first job was at the cinema, picking up popcorn with 14 and 16-year-olds, cleaning cinemas. And I'd come from being a drill sergeant. I was 40-something years old, in the Royal Air Force, where I had a lot of stature and capacity and ability and stuff like that, and I was cleaning cinemas. Not that there was anything wrong with that. I didn't feel that there was anything wrong with that, and that's what I did because I needed the money. I wanted to have a reason to get out of bed in the morning. So, I then thought about other times when I had the ability to be able to earn money. And, when I was in the Air Force, sometimes I'd have 2 or 3 jobs. I was working at bars. I did radio presenting for a while. All of this brought in extra income, which was able to support the lifestyle that I wanted, especially when I was windsurfing and buying windsurfing equipment. So, I'd never actually not been able to earn money. So he said to me, the business coach said to me, he said, so if that's the case, why are you so worried about money? And, I was like, you're onto something here. You've got a point. If I can earn money and I know I can earn money, then why am I worrying about it? Why am I feeling that it's a scarcity rather than an abundance? Why am I worried that I'm never going to have enough money when I know that in the past, when I've needed money, if I've needed extra money, I've just gone out and earned it? So can you see how this limiting belief really sort of popped up? And this is a limiting belief that we all have. So like I say, this limiting belief came from the big people in my life. It also came from things like TV shows. Money, people get told the root of all evil is money. Or money is the root of all evil. Well, the actual phrase is the love of money is the root of all evil. So, we get misquoted. So this is what we kind of tend to believe. Then we see cartoon characters, we see film characters, we see people driving up and down the road in their flash cars and the music blaring and everybody going, what a bunch of dickheads. So we get taught, that society frowns upon people having too much money. The baddies in cartoons, let's take 101 Dalmatians, a great Disney film. Cruella de Vil is really rich and really evil. Let's take The Simpsons, Monty Burns, really rich, really mean, really evil. So can you see how society, even through cartoons, plays out the fact that, when you're rich, then you're evil. So to have too much money is a bad thing. Again, all growing towards this limiting belief. So when we have this limiting belief, what we need to be able to do is to recognize it. We need to be able to go, hang on a minute, this is costing me. This is impacting my life. This is impacting the way that I want to be. And when we are able then to recognize that and do something about it, which is to challenge that limiting belief, that's when we can start to replace the limiting belief. So how do we actually go about replacing a limiting belief? Well, the way that we can do this is by exploring how we want to feel on a consistent basis. We can find a belief that's going to positively impact us. So a belief, at the end of the day, what is a belief? A belief is just some bullshit story, some filter. It's a bit like these glasses, yeah? I put glasses on, woohoo, all of a sudden I can see things clearly. I take the glasses off and now I'm blurry again. Okay, it's just a filter in which we see life. Now we have beliefs about everything and anything, because it creates sense. It puts structure around something. It gives us a sense of purpose. So a belief is just a bullshit filter that we have, that we choose to use to be able to justify our reality and our environment. So if it's just a bullshit story, that means that we can change it, right? Right. True. So how do we go about doing it? Well, first of all, we need to realize that it's a bullshit story and it can be thrown away. So we need to give ourselves the permission to be able to do that. So this is what we do. Okay, we go, this is a limiting belief. This is costing me in my relationships. It's costing me in my life. It's costing me in my happiness or my fulfillment or whatever, however it's costing you. So what you do is you scrunch it up in your mind and you throw it over your shoulder into the fuck it bucket. Yeah? We've all got a fuck it bucket. You can have one too. You can position it wherever you want. Mine's just over my shoulder here. And every time I hit the bucket because I'm good. Righto. So we've got rid of the limiting belief. Now we can't just carry on then saying we got rid of it. We have to replace it with something. Okay? Because it leaves a vacuum. And like any vacuum in the world, it must be filled. Like when Saddam Hussein was taken out of power. Yeah? A load of other idiots came in. So, you know, the vacuum needs to be filled. So we need to go on a beliefs hunt. We need to go and find another belief. And how do we do that? Well, we go and find something that's going to serve us better, as I was saying earlier on. And then what we do is we think about the rules, because we always attach rules to beliefs around that. And we make sure that we're in charge of those rules, that they focus around us, that we don't outsource the power of those rules to somebody else. So, for example, a rule around respect could be, you know, I will be respectful when people are respectful to me. No. How's that going to work? Because if people aren't respectful to you, then you're never going to feel respected, and therefore you're not going to feel respect, and therefore it's not going to be a good belief, and you're not going to respect anybody unless they give you respect in the way back. Whereas if you were to say the rule around respect is that I will respect everybody as a human being, regardless of who they are, their colour, their creed, their sex, their gender, their religious statement, their political beliefs, whatever, okay? I will respect them as a human being, and if they respect me back, rock on. And if they don't, well, I'm not going to bother with them. Now, can you see how I'm controlling that belief? Because I'm empowering myself. It's me, not anybody else. So these are the rules that you want to think about your new belief. You want to make sure that the rules evolve around you and you putting them in place and not somebody else. So that's how we find a new belief and instill it. And then what we do is we practice that new belief. We keep practicing it until it becomes normal, until it becomes everyday operations, until it becomes part of us. And then once we've done that, that's the new belief. It's installed, rocking and rolling, and we've got rid of the limiting belief. Now I did this with the money thing. You know, I went off and I found some new beliefs around it. I found what would have resonated strongly for me. And I installed that new belief and actually went ahead and worked with this new coach. And very quickly, you know, I was able to receive, you know, more money in my bank account than the course had actually cost me. The course has actually created money income for me because I'd invested in myself. Yee! Now, I wouldn't have ever done that if I hadn't been challenged around this limiting belief. I would have kept my $1,000. I wouldn't have had that training. I wouldn't be closing the clients that I've currently got, and I wouldn't be making the money that I'm getting. I wouldn't be having the life that I'm currently living. I would then be working in a corporate, doing a job for somebody else, making their money for them. I would be getting a wage, but I wouldn't be living the life that I want to live. I wouldn't be living congruently. I wouldn't be living fulfilled. I wouldn't be feeling happy. And that's because of that limiting belief of money. So, you know, this is how it can change your life massively when you know what your beliefs are and you can recognize the limiting beliefs that we all have and how we can resolve those. Now, if you want to work with me and you want to talk about this, you know, even more, this is one of the things that I do in my True You program. You know, this is one of the things that I help my clients through. We always do work around values and beliefs. And I've just gone to another level deeper in my training around values and beliefs and how we can make them, you know, lifelong values and beliefs, lifelong serving values and beliefs so that we can get the life that we want. We can live congruently within ourselves and we can be the people that we want. So if you're interested in that, hit me up, let me know. I always give a free strategy session to everybody and we can see how we rock out. And if you're interested in doing, you know, the True You program, which, you know, I don't know, probably 60, 70 people have now passed through and they've all had life-changing experiences. If you work, you know, if you're unsure as to the life-changing experiences, just get on my Facebook page or go on my website. You'll see the testimonials, you'll see the reviews there, and you'll see the impact that people are having when they work with me. So, you know, I'm sharing this with you for free because this is important stuff. But if you're going to need help implementing it, or you want to go even deeper and you want to really impact on your true beliefs and get rid of the limiting beliefs, then hit me up, let me know. All right, I hope you found this useful. and we're going to be getting into values next week. That's going to be the key topic next week. So I hope these newsletters are serving you well. I hope you're enjoying the idea of the video format and discussing over a period of time now the values and beliefs that we're going to be doing, for the next 4 or 5 weeks. This is really, really important work. This is key work if you really want to turn your life around and know who you are. If you want to be living the life that you want to have, if you want to be having the success that you want to have, if you want to be having those great relationships that you want to have, if you want to be living going to work every day and feeling fulfilled, this is really important that you get this squared away. Values and beliefs are the key to almost everything that we do. All right, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do want to talk to me, there's a link to the email address below. Just click on that, hit me up. Let's have a chat. Let's see what we can do. All right, I will speak to you soon. Have a wonderful rest of Sunday. Have a wonderful rest of the week, depending on what day of the week you are watching this on. All right, my name's Steve from I'm Enough Coaching. I'll speak to you next week. Take care. Toodaloo. Bye.